Live, News 8 at 6 starts now.
Showers, maybe some thunderstorms heading our way. Storm Team 8 tracking all of it. Plus, after a News 8 exclusive story about pedestrians being run over at the VA hospital campus, a state senator now calling for action.
People come in and they see things and they say, you know, lost a son or something, and they would say, you know, this is closure for me. So I think we do some good.
A shoreline museum honoring Connecticut's military members offers closure to those who have lost loved ones to war. But it was a gray and rainy day finishing out this Memorial Day weekend, and more stormy weather is coming our way. Hey there, everyone. I'm Scott McDonald. Soaking rain overnight, downpours even at times. Let's take you outside for a live look at the Elm and the Brass City. Well, slate gray out there. Storm Team 8 senior meteorologist Fred Campagna tracking your Storm Team 8 forecast. Fred?
Well, Scott, most of us managing to stay dry this afternoon, but showers are a threat for us during the evening and overnight. Been socked in with the fog in New London all day long, basically. It's been coming and going. Temperatures a lot cooler, 62 degrees. But you can see where the sky got a bit brighter. It's 78 right now for Hartford and for Windsor Locks, and about 70 to 75 as you get into the western half of the shoreline. Talking about that fog, quarter-mile visibility right now for New London. What about the showers? None over Connecticut right now. Some mist, some drizzle certainly in southeastern Connecticut, but the closest that we're finding some rain is just to the west of the Hudson in Kingston, New York, and it's having a hard time getting east of the Hudson River. Wider view, and there's definitely a line of showers and storms. It's off to our west, but it is going to be running into air that's not as unstable as what it's in right now, so those should in general be falling apart some as they head our way. Also a lot of rain just offshore, so the combination of those two systems likely to lead to some more showers overnight. Hour by hour, you can see the threat of some thunderstorms, particularly in northwestern Connecticut, 7, 8 o'clock this evening, weakening to just a few showers for us as we hit about 10 o'clock. And then overnight tonight, again, the possibility of still some lingering showers by early tomorrow morning along the shoreline. And we'll start with clouds tomorrow, but then we'll get to some sunshine pretty quickly. So it's northwestern Connecticut that's the best chance of a thunderstorm at 7 o'clock this evening. Scattered showers for us at 9 o'clock and some fog with isolated showers at 11 o'clock. Back to sunshine by midday tomorrow with some warm weather. The full 8-day forecast coming your way in just a few minutes.
Fred, I know you hit a little bit of traffic coming in today. A lot of people heading back home from their Memorial Day vacations. Let's take you out to the roads with Traffic Team 8's Jeff Frum. Hey, Jeff.
And thank you very much. Good evening. And in New Haven, despite some construction work, traffic moving fairly well on southbound 95 in between exits 46 and 44. Southbound 95 in Norwalk, expect heavy delays into exit 17 all the way down to exit 13 in Darien with an accident reported there. Route 84 in good shape through Hartford, but you will see brake lights on northbound 91 with an accident reported out by exit 29. And further up the line, 91 moving quite well through North Hartford. Check out real-time traffic cams anytime on WTNH.com. I'm Jeff Frum for News 8.
And for all your weather, traffic, and headlines in the morning, be sure to tune in to Good Morning Connecticut from 5 to 7 a.m. Connecticut State Police cracking down on dangerous driving this weekend. Citation numbers are in. More than 3,000 cited for unsafe driving, like following too closely, maybe talking on a cell phone. 800 people cited for seatbelt violations. More than 1,100 for speeding, 47 for driving under the influence. New developments in the News 8 exclusive story about a dangerous intersection on the VA hospital campus in West Haven. Safety concerns now being brought to the head of the VA after our report on pedestrians being run over. News 8's Jason Newton has the story tonight.
A little more than 2 weeks after another pedestrian was struck by a driver on the campus of the West Haven VA hospital, now the issue has been brought directly to the United States Secretary of Veterans Affairs.
Well, the Secretary committed to me personally, face to face, that there will be construction.
Back in 2013, an elderly man was struck and killed by a driver at the same intersection, and News 8 obtained this exclusive footage of another incident where a doctor reporting to work was also run down in the same intersection in December of 2014. Dr. Betsy Schulman is called into the intersection by a crossing guard, then seconds later is run down by a driver. Senator Richard Blumenthal is the ranking member of the Committee for Veterans Affairs and notified Secretary Robert McDonald of the News 8 report.
In my conversation with him face to face, he said to me, we're going to do whatever's necessary, and I'm going to hold him to that.
Nearly 2 years ago, a federal traffic study was also completed. Several recommendations were made, like raising the pedestrian crosswalk and creating a turning lane out of the main parking lot. Many of those recommendations, however, have not been implemented.
I raised this issue directly with Secretary McDonald, and he committed to me that they would take steps immediately to reconstruct whatever needs to be done.
Blumenthal says he will contact Secretary McDonald again later this week to follow up on how to execute the traffic improvements. Reporting in West Haven, Jason Newton, News 8.
President Obama joining top military leaders at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery today. President Obama calling on Americans to honor the fallen with action.
For us, the living, those of us who still have a voice, it is our responsibility, our obligation, to fill that silence with our love and our support and our gratitude, and not just with words, but with our actions. For truly remembering and truly honoring these fallen Americans means being there for their parents and their spouses and their children, like the boys and girls here today wearing red shirts and bearing photos of the fallen. Your moms and dads would be so proud of you, and we are too.
President Obama saying 20 members of the armed forces have died in combat within the last year. Special operation forces continue to serve in dangerous missions in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And in remembrance of the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice, flags across the nation flown at half-staff today until noon. These were the Stars and Stripes flying over Hartford earlier today. And the rain causing a lot of Memorial Day parades to be canceled in Connecticut, but there were some that continued on. Like in Middletown, the parade there stepped off as scheduled. This year, the theme was honoring Gulf War veterans. And similar to what President Obama said in Arlington, the Commissioner of Veterans Affairs paying tribute to the families of the fallen at Middletown's Veterans Cemetery.
You all know too well the price you've paid for freedom's cause. Your lives were forever changed, and we honor your sacrifice today as well.
Even though some parades were canceled, ceremonies were still held in towns across Connecticut to honor the fallen. Lots of Facebook posts and tweets today about honoring our veterans. Deputy Chief Brian Foley tweeting out these pictures today of Major Ted Napper, who was a Tuskegee Airman during World War II. Tuskegee Airmen were America's first black and military airmen. Napper went on to serve in the Hartford Police Department for 30 years. There's even a street named after him. He passed away back in 1998. News 8 has covered another Hartford police officer who was a Tuskegee Airman. You can check out that story and other veteran stories over at our website, WTNH.com. We here have been getting a lot of pictures of reports of how you are honoring our fallen heroes. Jane Park, 97 years old. Every year she places more than 250 flags on all the graves at the Veterans Beaverdale Cemetery in Hamden. Park lost her husband, who was a sergeant in the U.S. Army back in 1947 while out on a mission. And on Sunday, George in Hamden took his grandson out to Mountain Grove Cemetery in Bridgeport to place flags on graves of family members who served in World War II. Remember, you can send us all of your pictures on how you are honoring our fallen heroes. Just use the free Reported app on your smartphone, or you can email them to us at WTNH.com. So we have some rain headed our way. Storm Team 8's Fred Campagna tracking all of that, plus the proper way to handle the American flag. We're going to speak with an expert about flag etiquette. All that and more when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. The Stars and Stripes. There are a lot of rules when you're handling the American flag. So when you raise the flag on a flagpole, it's supposed to be hoisted up briskly and lowered ceremoniously. Even on a day like today, when flags were flown at half-staff, it should be raised at the top of the pole and then lowered slowly to half-staff. If there are other flags, like state flags being flown, the American flag is supposed to fly higher than the others.
If you're flying a flag all through the night, then there should be a light on it that illuminates it. Of course, most people know the American flag should never touch the ground.
And if you have a torn or tattered flag, you should bring it to an American Legion, VFW, or other veterans groups so they can dispose of the flag properly. a museum that focuses solely on the history of Connecticut's armed forces. We're to take you there next on News 8 at 6. The state of Connecticut has a rich history of those who've served in the armed forces. One local shoreline museum honors that history. News 8's Jackie Slater visited the West Haven Veterans Museum and has more on their unique exhibits.
Meet Stubby. According to museum staff, he is the most famous war dog ever.
He could smell the poison gas way before the troops could. And he would start barking and acting up. And they would put their gas masks on.
Stubby served alongside the Yankee Division in World War I. He's credited with saving thousands of lives. His photo is one of hundreds of pieces of history being preserved here at the West Haven Veterans Museum.
There's a story that goes with everything in this museum. And some of them are exciting, some of them are dull. Here we have a water-cooled American 30 caliber machine gun.
Frank Chasney is the museum's president. He's worked here since the doors first opened 6 years ago.
The museum runs on a timeline, and it starts with the Revolutionary War. We have a photograph here of Benedict Arnold. We have another uniform that was used in the movie The Patriot.
Most of what you see is all from donations, and much of it has Connecticut ties. This is a French 75mm howitzer used extensively in the First World War.
At the beginning of the war, Yale was training the American artillery officers, and the French sent 4 of these cannons to Yale as a gift. This is the last one.
At the back of the museum, a room dedicated entirely to the New Haven Greys, a militia unit organized in 1816.
Our people moved this room board by board from the Gulf Street Armory. And we have all of the Greys, New Haven Greys memorabilia.
The museum is run by volunteers. It's free to the public, but those who work here say the lessons to be learned are priceless.
This is the best kept secret in West Haven, and we want to open it up to everybody.
It's hard to miss a camouflage building across from the West Haven train station, paying tribute to those who served and many who never came home.
People come in and they see things and they say, lost a son or something, and they would say, this is closure for me. So I think we do some good.
Reporting in West Haven, Jackie Slater, News 8.
We have such an amazing, rich history here. It's great to get down and check out things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You mentioned it. Unfortunately, weather did not cooperate with a lot of the parades happening today.
Yeah, man, it's too bad that those parades, many of them canceled today. The other ones kind of dreary, and it never really broke out of the dreary conditions in southeastern Connecticut. This is a look at New London live right now, and you can see that fog just hovering right over the river. 62 degrees with the southwest wind at 7 miles per hour. I guess on the positive side is that we could have used the rain. We got about 1.5 inches of it in spots along the shoreline, bringing us now to near normal for the month of May at the shoreline, about 90% of normal anyway. Still only about 50 to 60% of normal, though, for the month in the northern part of Connecticut, and less rain from this system, about 1/2 inch up in Hartford. Still a possibility, though, of seeing some rain come through overnight tonight. Temperatures are ranging from the mid-60s, where there's some fog in southeastern Connecticut, to the mid-70s as you get into northern and western Connecticut. Skies a little brighter, but not much sunshine during the day today. Only a 1/4 mile visibility right now for New London, so look for some locally dense fog if you're traveling out that way during the evening. Dew points right now are running in the mid to upper 60s, so it is pretty muggy out there. It will get less so tomorrow, especially during the afternoon. Nice and dry on Wednesday, and not much humidity in the forecast for Thursday either. Pleasant weather in the forecast for the middle of this week. We are tracking a couple of showers showing up off to our west here. You can see them right now west of the Hudson along the Thruway in New York, and they're having a hard time moving to the east. This is Salisbury, Connecticut, and that shower right there still a little ways away, probably about 30-40 miles off to the west. More showers and thunderstorms farther to the south and west. This line looks pretty threatening right now. It is expected to weaken, though, as it runs into air that's relatively stable over Connecticut, because we did not see a lot lot of sunshine, and the temperature did not warm much during the day today. Also some rain off to our south. The combination of that front to our west and that rain to our south, we are looking at scattered showers overnight tonight. Temperatures tomorrow making it up into the lower 80s. So after we get through these showers tonight into early tomorrow, maybe as late as 7 or 8 in the morning for the last of the showers to depart, we get to some sunshine. Temperatures warming, mid 80s inland, should get into the low 80s at the shoreline. Really nice afternoon for us, and less humidity setting in for us by early Wednesday. So the low temperature dipping into the 50s off the shoreline and around 60 degrees at the shoreline early Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon looks nice and pleasant with a lot of blue sky. So scattered showers are possible tonight. Some patchy fog as well. It stays muggy. Temperatures in the mid 60s. Tomorrow after an early morning shower, it becomes mostly sunny and beautiful. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s. On Long Island Sound tomorrow, west-southwest breeze at about 5 to 10 knots. High tide early in the day, 5 to 7:30 in the morning, and then again late in the day into the early evening. Here's your shoreline 8-day forecast. A little bit cooler for us in the middle of the week, but nice weather through Thursday. Scattered showers Friday. The early outlook for next weekend has temperatures in the 70s at the shoreline and low 80s inland, with more clouds and the slight chance of a shower on Saturday. Unsettled early next week with showers Monday and Tuesday.
It's a pretty good looking week.
Yeah, overall not bad at all.
A little bit cool. All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Fred. Sports time. Let's get over to John. See what's happening.
Well, the UConn baseball team got hot at the right time. Yesterday, the Huskies earned the program's 4th trip to the NCAA tournament in the last 7 years. They did it with a win in the championship game of the American Athletic Conference tournament. Team gathered today back in stores to watch the announcement. Connecticut's going to play Georgia Tech in Gainesville, Florida on Friday afternoon. As Eric Dobratz reports, the goal all along was to make baseball's big dance, but getting there took some work.
About a month ago, playing in the NCAA tournament was the last thing on the minds of the players and coaches of the UConn baseball team. They just needed a win. But after winning 11 in a row and 13 of their last 14, the Huskies head into the NCAA tournament more confident than ever.
You're going to hit your ups, you're going to hit your downs, but at the end of the day, if you believe in it and you trust in one another, you know, anything's possible as long as you believe in it.
Well, we always pride ourselves on being gritty, you know, and determined, and no matter, you know, when we wear the uniform here, that's a prerequisite. You have to be gritty, you have to be determined. It's in our DNA at UConn.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, you got to hit rock bottom to see what you can do, and we sort of bounce back, and we realized our potential all season, but we finally put it together.
So after winning the American Athletic Conference Championship in Clearwater, Florida on Sunday, the Huskies will head down to Gainesville on Friday, where they will play Georgia Tech at 1 o'clock. In stores, I'm Eric Dobratz for the Sports Edge.
Joining the Huskies in the NCAA tournament, Fairfield University. The Stags make it for the first time. Fairfield will play Texas Tech Friday in Lubbock, Texas. When we come back, the Red Sox are monitoring another hit streak, and Matt Harvey looks like the Matt Harvey of old. A dominating outing today against Chicago. We'll be right back. 1 minute they boo you, the next minute they shower you with adoration. Today, the Mets fans stood and cheered Matt Harvey just 2 weeks after booing him off the mound. It's been that kind of year for the Mystic native. Service members at Citi Field taking in the game against the White Sox, and Harvey found his dominant form, at least for the day. Retired the first 13 batters he faced, even hit 98 miles per hour on the radar gun. The former Fitch high star gave up just 2 hits, struck out 6, got a little trouble here in the 7th, runners on 2nd and 3rd. But he gets out of it and eventually gets the win. He gets the win because the only offense the Mets got and needed came off the stick of Neil Walker in the 7th. Here it comes. Going to crank his 12th home run of the year, 1-0 Amazons. Harvey now has 4 wins on the year. The Red Sox also in action this afternoon, opening a series in Baltimore. Boston has another hit streak to keep an eye on. This one belongs to Xander Bogaerts. He is now hit safely in 23 games. The Sox shortstop had a pair of hits, drove in a couple of runs. Red Sox also got home runs from Jackie Bradley Jr., David Ortiz, and Marco Hernandez. 7-2 over the Orioles, and Stephen Wright went the distance for the win. So Red Sox playing some good baseball. I know that's good news to Fred over there.
And so is UConn playing amazing baseball.
Yeah, they look great. They're playing hot. 13 of 14 to end the year. Let's see what they can do in the NCAA tournament.
So they have what, Georgia Tech now? Is that
on Friday. Yep. See if they can get them and keep moving on.
Good luck. All right.
Yep.
Fred, how do we look for this week?
We look pretty good overall, actually. We're tracking a few showers for tonight. Tomorrow we get back to some warm sunshine, and we're looking all the way ahead to next weekend. Saturday, some clouds around, spotty showers possible. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s at the shoreline. Should get into the low 80s inland. On Sunday, a blend of clouds and sunshine, but 75 is just about normal at the shoreline for this time of the year, and closer to 80 for a high on Sunday inland.
Pretty good looking week. All right, that's our time. Remember, you can get all the news, traffic, weather anytime online at our website, WTNH.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.